That's the thing exactly, yeah, and it's
Hmm.
it's the flagrant stuff that it sort of irritates me and alarms me, you know,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
endless TikToks and the arbitrary
yeah,
uses and the stuff, you know, maybe you could just wait until you see your friend and tell them about your tea, you know? It's that
yeah.
kind of
But
it's that
that's like culture, isn't it? So do
yeah,
you
you're
want
right.
to? Because there's loads of stuff like that in our physical world, like people go on holiday and they buy a little fridge magnet or whatever. That's not, you don't need that, but people like to have that. And I think
Mhm.
it's sort of the same with data. It's like an online culture.
I think you're right, you know. Yeah, and you do have to be mindful because yeah, you know, maybe that is important to some people and I'm being a little you know, a little cynical as a 41-year-old man who grew up without it, you know. There is that. I just think it's, you know, this is why I love your book and your work because I think it's, you know, once I know that, it makes me far more mindful. So one change that I've been making since reading your book, and you know, specifically because of, is just stopping to think before I get my phone out to, let's say, look for an image or put, you know, I'll give you an example. The other Saturday morning, I was sat and my kids were drawing Marvel characters. And you know, it was lovely. I sat there with my coffee. I'm getting the benefits of now being four, and they can do that stuff and not have to be supported along the way. But my lad was he didn't know what color palette to use for Miss Marvel. He couldn't remember what she was, and I was about to get my phone out. They said to me actually, "Can you look it up on your phone?" And I went, "Yeah, yeah." Got my phone out my pocket, stopped myself, went, "Hang on a minute." So I ran upstairs, went through his little library of books, found an annual where I thought there was an image of Miss Marvel. There was. I felt good about myself because I didn't use any power doing that. You know, it was kind of that was, and I thought, okay, that was probably a really incremental use. Had I looked it up, it was probably tiny and relatively insignificant. But like anything, we have however many billion people on the planet. So you scale that across everyone. As more people in more countries get access to digital information and the internet, that might not be so insignificant, you know?
True. Yeah.
Um, so, you know, it was
It's
just a
like a
little
habit,
moment.
isn't it? It's like building up those good habits.